All right, welcome to Lizards and Locations presents Hireling Hilarity. I'm John, and I'm also here with Kat, and we have a special one-shot here for you as we do a run of our Hireling Hilarity and Daggerheart, a system that we have never played before, but we are super excited to try it out.
We are super excited. Just get my sweater adjusted.
If you don't know, if you didn't watch our previous Hireling Hilarity episode, we made characters that we'll be using for this heist, mission quest thingamajig.
Mission quest thingamajig.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing today?
Correct.
Mission quest thingamajig.
Yep. So I will be playing a character, well, I'll be playing lots of characters, but the PC character as the DM I'll be playing will be Valsean, who is a rogue that is the subclass of Syndicate. They're a Simia. And I'll kind of introduce what they look like when we get rolling and stuff like that. But I'm interested in playing this character that ended up being a Les Mis ripoff here. So with that being said, Kat, who are you playing today?
I'm playing Tav Arn, which is both a Baldur's Gate reference and a pun, because her name is Tavern. Yeah, so she's a wizard, but also doesn't have a lot of formal training. So she's like a hedge witch kind of thing, kind of taught by like her community, and then she was kicked out of her community, and that sucks. So she's aiming to get back into her community, maybe. But that's like a side thing, right? Today we're aiming for that heist-a-majig.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that you know the two PCs that we'll be playing for this, and just in case you forgot, the Hireling Hilarity is essentially a series of one-shots that don't have to be connected.
You will never see Tav Arn again.
Or will they? But they don't have to be connected. They don't have to be canon. They could be different game systems. For example, the last three we played were in D&D. This one's in Daggerheart. The only thing that we've kind of so far tied in together is that they're from a mercenary group known as the Talons, right? But they could be different characters and so forth. So it's kind of just a rotating system that when we don't have all of our cast here together, we do this with whoever's available.
Because we tend to be here.
Because it's our house,
Yeah.
With that being said, we're going to kind of just talk a little bit about Daggerheart and some things that might stick out if you've watched us play D&D before. That might be a little bit different, so just kind of going through that a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, Daggerheart is a 2d12 system, so instead of rolling a d20 all the time, you're rolling 2d12s. And it's based on hope and fear. So you add the two 12s together, and then you tell me the total. But did you roll with hope, as in that number was higher, or you rolled with fear?
See, it's funny, because when I first was, reading it, I thought you rolled with it, and whichever one was better, like in this case, the fear dice has a 7, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, well, obviously, you just take the 7 and add your modifiers to it, right? Because that's the winner. And then we were watching, Critical Roleplay, and I was like, wow, they're getting 23s and 30s? What are their modifiers? Turns out, no, you add them together. That just makes more sense, really.
Yeah, it does. And so you roll those 2d12, add them together, tell me with hope, which is a good thing, or with fear, which is a bad thing. With that being said, you start out with 2 hope, and I start out with 2 fear. So I'm just going to move my 2 fear over here.
Now, see, you realize if you put the wooden DM screen up, we could have the fear tracker.
Oh, well.
You don't want a fear tracker?
All right, I got my own fear tracker right here.
But
for me.
I can't see the fear tracker.
Good for me right now.
Nobody else gets a fear tracker.
Well, maybe one.
I bought you a very expensive one. You should put up the wood thing and we can have little fear heads.
Anyways, so what we're going to be using the hope and fear for is that hope can be used using your experiences. If you want to pull that in for something, it can be used for multiple different ideas of how you want to spend your hope. Maybe it's a feature that you have, right? I can use fear to kind of complicate situations more, or maybe use an adversary, or maybe make an adversary more deadly or something like that, right? So that's kind of how that works. There are essentially 5 different types of rolls you could have. You could have a critical success, which is going to be you roll 2d12s the same, right? Sure. So a 1 and a 1 is still a critical success.
Fantastic.
Critical success is awesome. You get to remove a stress, if you have any. You get to gain a hope, and then something happened, like you not only achieve what you wanted, but even something else better happened on it. Then you could have a roll of success with hope, which is also awesome, because you get to gain a hope, right? And it's a success. Rolling success with fear is still good, right? You get to achieve what you wanted, but there might be a small complication to happen, and I gain a fear, right? Then there's failure with hope, which is, hey, you fail at this, you don't get what you want, but you still get a hope that you could maybe turn the tide later on, right? Maybe something slightly good came out of it. And then roll with fear, the worst situation is essentially like a critical fail in a way, right? In which doesn't work out, something even worse probably happens, and I gain a fear that I can use later to complicate the story. That's the biggest change, not to change, it's the biggest system idea of it, is that duality of hope versus fear. I don't want to kind of explain the rules to you the whole time because you'll just see it as we play it. And also it's very new to us as well. So with all that being said, are you ready to get this thing started?
Right, that's what I always answer when somebody asks me that, right? Just scream in fearful agony.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Hireling Hilarity episode 4.5? Because 4 we made characters. We'll see. This quest is called Under the Sea. Your patron for this quest is known as the Iris Conclave. Now, the Iris Conclave, they are an organization, they're well-renowned, they're a judicial group. Essentially, they are entrusted with some of the most famous criminal cases in all the world. Okay?
And so they hired our not-quite-criminal organization?
Mercenary organization
Sure.
is the tagline you guys use. So maybe some good bargaining there by Patches Kegfist there. Now you are the Talons, of course. You represent the Talons. The Iris Conclave has hired the Talons to essentially retrieve an eyewitness to a murder of one of their own, their council member known as
an eyewitness
for the Iris Conclave.
Iris.
Yes, from a council member known as Jacques Vet. The eyewitness that they want you to go find is a Galapa criminal known as Shelder Flotur. He's an infamous Galapa criminal that is being held in the underwater private prison known as the Anchor. It is ran by a seedy mercenary group known as the Reef. They hold prisoners that society views are too dangerous to walk freely. Our mission is to arrive at the Anchor, yes, take Shelder into custody, and escort them back to the Iris Conclave. That's the goal, right? Essentially, for your mission to be a success, Shelder arrives alive.
We have to swim to freedom.
At the Iris Conclave. I wouldn't recommend swimming, and the reason why is because this Anchor that you are, by this time, getting close to arriving at, you are taking a magical submersible vessel.
Oh.
We're going deep, almost to the ocean floor. So to swim here could be extremely dangerous based on the pressures that would be happening there. These arcane barriers by the Azurus crystals are allowing you to essentially be okay.
Okay.
The submersible vessel that you're taking almost it's like a elongated shape, almost like an eclair. Right, and as you're taking your deep dive towards the Anchor, you kind of see it in front of you. It's very dark, but the the blue crystal that's kind of creating this magical barrier or veil for you is allowing you to see the bits and pieces slowly illuminating as you get closer to the anchor. It's this magnificent but also kind of ominous of a facility that is, I'd say, slightly reminiscent to the idea of remember in episode 1 the Naboo city where the Gungans are from? You have these bubbles.
Almost not at all, for sure.
These bubbles that equal the different chambers of this facility, and almost like a hamster. What?
You can say it.
Like a hamster tubes that kind of connect it. Yeah, it looks like a really cool hamster habit. If I'm being habitat, not habit. If I'm being honest. But dark blues and purples, definitely more shady than bright, happy neon pink hamster habitat. So you're making your descent further and further. You're getting closer to the facility when the I guess you could say the driver of this vessel turns over and just goes, "All right, we're almost there. I'm sure the Talons will pay me on my return. Yes?"
I am not at all involved in that, so yes.
And what did they see when they see?
Oh, for sure. I've totally thought about that. I spent all week preparing for this. So I know exactly the things that I picked. Fuck. So a very large individual, right? She's real tall, with that gorgeous there we go. Gorgeous dark hair, just falling in curls, from her head, just kind of messy, but in a sexy, hot way, right?
Okay.
Right? And she's got wintry eyes and skin the color of a sea breeze, and her body.
Sea breeze?
A sea breeze.
Okay. Or just whatever I picture a sea breeze is.
100%.
Okay.
Her body, it's banging. She's sexy as fuck.
She's banging? Okay.
Yep. And she's just got all, just a really sexy, heist outfit on, right?
Okay.
With the crop top, because you always
The
wear
tight
a crop top
form-fitting
for a
kinds.
heist. Yeah, and, really tight-fitted leggings.
So Laura Croft, the giant.
Yeah, really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you see next to Tavarn, right?
Yeah.
A Simia. Simia is almost like a monkey anthropologic creature.
Anthropomorphized.
Is it anthropomorphized? Thank you. Words, not mine. So he's got these clothes that are black with little bits of gold gilding. That they're very tactical. So he has all his knives and his tools all kind of belted around him like a bandolier in a way. His eyes like the endless ocean. He's got a very toned body. You could tell between your guys' parkouring that you guys do on the rooftops.
Yeah. We're just raw.
He's got a confidence to him like a mayor. His attitude is he's got that I know I belong here kind of thing.
Mayoral confidence.
Yeah, exactly. His fur is kind of the color of a purple like a wisteria, and so he's very very focused. When the driver says, "Hey, who's gonna have our money?" and he just goes, "Your pavement will it be done when you get back?" Yes.
Yeah, probably.
All right, fine, whatever. We're docking now, and you guys pull up to the hamster tube, and the you hear a thump, thump, as some almost like a air pocket is kind of taken out as the door opens up, and you are now have a tube entrance into the anchor.
Like an official entrance?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, you would know that you guys have absolute permission to be here. As much as this is a heist, we'll see where that happens. But for the most part, not the most part, you are allowed to be here. You have you have documentation from the Irish Conclave saying that you are transporting a prisoner. Like, the only thing that's, like, not great about you guys is that, like, you're a mercenary guild, so, like, you could have some bounty on you, but, like, that doesn't really matter right now.
Bounties?
So, what would you like to do?
Go in looking as official as possible, right?
Okay.
Because we're supposed to be here. Yeah, so we're just gonna go in and we're gonna do it. Do we have a clipboard anywhere? It always makes you look more official, right, when you carry a clipboard.
I don't have a clipboard, no, but we could just have good posture and walk through.
Always. You have to look pretty trim.
Tavon, you're very tall already, broad-shouldered. I will just, escort you.
Sure.
Lead the way.
When you said you're escorting me, that means you lead the way.
No, I'll follow you. So you escort me. Yeah, you're tall, like
your bodyguard.
Yeah.
Got it. Let's go.
Go ahead.
Go
I
in.
follow. And so the tube opens up into essentially like a few, like, you can see, like, to your right and your left, there's a few docking tubes where other ships could be docked and stuff like that. There's, like, constructs that, like, they almost look like ships, but they're, like, squid shaped.
Oh, cool.
They're, like, docked on the outside. You would probably know that these are, like, guard ships. Like, if they need a patrol, if someone's trying to attack the anchor, they could get in those and start attacking or something like that.
Cool.
But you make your way into the large, the office entrance place, where you have, like, almost like a large round table to the left and some stools.
Mm-hmm.
To the right, there's some couches that, like, kind of act like a lounge kind of space. And then there is almost like a hotel desk, right, at the front. This doesn't look like a prison at all. Like, this, so far, it just looks super ornate. It looks like they spend all the money on this spot. There's a few guards positioned on the sides. There's a door to your right, a door to your left, and then behind the Claire
story windows?
No, they're not really called a clerk. I'm trying to think of what you would call them. Let's call them the clerk. Behind the clerk's desk, right, you have, like, very, like, this looks like a prison, like, barred doors and, like, super crazy looking pattern, whatever. How the hell do you open this thing without access, right? But there is a very large desk, if you will, that there's a couple guards just standing there, just waiting for your approach.
Okay, so I approach, and I look very official, and like bodyguard. I don't know how bodyguards stand. Is that how do they like?
You tell me.
I don't know. I act like a bodyguard.
Okay.
Which is a thing that I totally know how to do. And I go up and I say, we're here for the prisoner's name that I totally
Shelder.
Sheldel.
Shelter Flotour.
We're here to take Mr. Flotour to his final. I say dramatic.
Tavern, he's not being, like, executed. He is the witness.
It's still a meeting, a very final, official one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine. What she said? Yeah. And the guard looks over. Right. Okay. Do you have papers?
Yeah. Sure. Totally.
He hands. Sean Valjean hands you some papers.
See, papers right here.
Kind of, like, props up. The desk is a lot higher than him, so he just kind of, like, climbs up a little bit to kind of look at the desk.
I do have a broad shoulder if you want a seat.
He'll climb up on your back and kind of, like, peer over. The guard's, like, looking through the papers, just kind of going. So you're from the Talons? Right. It doesn't have your names though. You are
Cavalier Ronan.
Cavalier Ronan?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a name. And then you are. I am Jean Valjean. And he goes, okay, cool. So yeah, we can escort you to talk to the warden, and then you can go from there. Does that work for you?
I mean, this really should have been set up already and ready to go, but yes, of course it works.
Which it's a very, you know,
official document that should have been handled before we even got it.
right. I just work the desk. That's what I do.
Whatever.
All right, cool. So we'll escort you, and he like motions over to a couple guards. And he goes, take them up the main path. That's fine. And one of the guards that you don't want to take them to the guards station. It's like, no, just take them up through the central path. They'll be fine.
I don't know. The guard station seems like the way to go.
Are you?
The nice protected path now.
It says the paper says that you're to inspect the facility as well. So I figured you probably wanted to inspect where.
I mean, sure, we can expect from like the monitors though.
Monitors.
I don't know. Do you not monitor your prisoners?
We do. We have windows. But I mean, we're just saying you don't need to go through the guard mess hall, or the barracks, like the armory or the barracks. Like, we'll just take you up so you can see the interrogation areas. You can see all that stuff.
Sure.
Good?
Sure.
We good here?
Sure.
All right, fine. Hands you back the papers. And then he kind of motions over to them. And so you see him like start like you hear like a cranking sound from underneath the desk, and then a couple bars, ding, 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 like the locks on the double doors start releasing, and then you can see two other guards start pulling rope, and like kind of pulling like this big wheel. It's kind of just eating up that rope and just kind of bringing it all in as the doors kind of make that creaking stone slide sound as they open up the doors, and you can see a very like dark pathway that's another one of those hamster tubes that you walk through, and you can see a couple of like ballistas pointed towards the hallway, and then a couple of ballistas pointed the other way. So it seems like whether someone's leaving or exiting, they have points of places covered here.
Now, Alistair's torch.
Yeah.
Seems like a torch that I could burn multiple times, not just once, right?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
a magical
Yeah, it's a
torch.
magical item. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna light it. Feels like that. I don't want to go into a dark place unless I'm actively sneaking, and apparently we're not being sneaky right now. So,
Okay.
lighted torch it is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you go ahead and how do you light? What's it look like when you light that torch?
Sure. It I pull out the magic stone that is a torch.
Okay.
Right? And I
Is it like a wood shaft that you like put a stone in or something like that? Or?
No, it's just the stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I wasn't sure if it was like more Gandalf, like Gandalf where he has like the...
Nah, I'm just gonna light a stone and carry it. I think it's just a glowy stone.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna, like, draw a rune on it that starts to glow, apparently, hot pink.
Okay.
As I'm drawing it on the stone, and then it lights up.
Nice. Alright, so you like kind of like trace the thing and it like glows that pink-ish color? The stone glows it?
Yeah, sure. It's like a light color, but like a pink undertone.
Okay, cool. Sean Beauchamp's gonna probably stay on your shoulder and still kind of like just kind of wrapped around you. He's like I'd say 3.5 feet tall. But you're not all Samir are that small. He's just kind of a smaller guy.
He just is small,
Yeah,
and I'm just really small.
And you're
so
giant
it's
too.
kind of
Like
amusing.
so like he kind of and you guys have probably worked together before, so you guys are probably used to.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys have shared secrets and stuff with each
But
other.
see, we
so.
usually work together on these like stealth missions, and so this mission, I'm kind of like, why did they send us?
Yeah. And so you guys are being led through the hamster tube, through that central pathway, and you would notice that when the guard said like through the mess hall, that would have been the door to the left.
Sure.
The door to the right, they haven't mentioned like what that would have been. But the central hallway is where you're being led. So you go through that.
And it is now as bright as day.
Yes, absolutely, because that's what it does, right?
Alistair's does, yeah.
So you're heading down that central pathway. It opens up to where some guards are positioned where the ballistas are. They kind of just look over. They see guards are escorting you. Everything seems to be fine. You continue. Another set of double doors open up again, right? And so you see the guards on the ballistas like momentarily get off. They lift like I don't know what they're called, but like the beam that's like on those.
Mm-hmm.
They like it takes 2 guards to pick up. It's a heavy beam. pick it up and they kind of slide it over. And then there's just a couple latches that they kind of undo. Seems the latches are on this side rather than the interior side. Door slides open. This one's a heavy wooden door. And now you see kind of like it opens up to like almost like a hexagon room, right? And to the left there is a door that's locked, another door that's locked to the right, and the guards don't even look to them. They just keep heading down a stairway path toward the center.
Yeah.
As you're making your way forward, the guards go, so I guess we're supposed to kind of point out stuff to you. The door that was to the left, that was the armory. Door to the right, that's our storage for foods and stuff like that. Both those stations are not allowed to be accessed by the inmates, only by guards and staff.
Sure.
He leads you down to a central, an opening where there's essentially like I guess you could say like a T pattern cross, right? So to the left pattern, he's like, so if we were escorting you to the jails, we'd be taking you that way. Escorting you to the right would be more towards the barracks. For the guards. He's like, we're going to keep going straight so you can see the interrogation chambers.
Sure.
And so he pulls across. It's almost like a raft that they have to like pull a wheel that brings the raft closer to you guys because now you're getting into some bits of water that create the central flow. And so they bring the raft to you and you guys step onto the raft and then they pull the wheels back. And then there's 2 interrogation rooms, one on the left and one on the right. And then there's a drop bridge that's in front of you. And so he goes, the drawbridge would take you to the big bad guys. We're talking like they literally get like a crate to stand in, and that's where they are.
And Chevy's just a this bad guy.
Yeah, he's not going to be in that spot at all. Then to your left, to your right, we have now our interrogation rooms. No one's being interrogated right now, but you're welcome to go and look at them if you'd like to. If not, we can carry on and take you to the warden.
Well, yeah, we should inspect them, right? Because that's what it says on the piece of paper.
It's up to you. We can just say it's all good and keep going. I don't really care.
Yeah, sure. Just keep going.
All right, cool. So you take.
No need to inspect.
They take the raft back.
We trust you.
Thanks. Takes the raft back, and then he goes, all right, another guard approaches, and he goes, this is Melanie. She's going to take you for the rest of the way so I can go back to my station. And so he kind of like whispers in her ear some stuff, and then Melanie kind of nods and he goes, all right.
What's he whisper to her?
You can make a roll to see if you heard it.
Just so I can make a roll.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be, let's go with instinct. Roll.
Instinct? Good thing I made that one terrible. Okay, so that is 20 with hope.
20 with hope. Yeah, you so go ahead and gain that hope, and that is a success. So what ends up happening is you hear him saying like, hey, they need to be escorted to the warden. I don't know really what's going on. Apparently they're here to pick up another prisoner for escorting. Just make sure they go straight to the warden, please. No detours. And she just kind of nods. So Melanie looks over to you and she goes, all right, right this way. You're here to see the warden.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotta get Shelly and go.
So beyond this wall to my left is some are holding chambers. The rest are mainly cells. You can't really see them from here unless you peek into some of the windows, but they're off to the side.
Sure.
And then she kind of leads you around this pathway that takes you, up, but off to the left. And you can see in that center where there's just a ton of water.
Yeah.
And like there's like little bits of rafting, and there's suspended cages above the water. There's like one cage that's like in the water itself. And you can see, for the most part, just on this central spot is like, if you get out, good job. Now you're in like deep ass water. What are you gonna do, kind of thing. And there's like barricades on the walls that don't let you get too close to the wall and stuff like that. And there's plenty of guards on that side. You see one gigantic cage
Mm.
that's at the very top of this pathway. It is completely dark inside. It seems to be some kind of magical darkness that they've
Okay, I was wondering why.
Yeah,
it
and you would catch that.
Day.
You would catch that. Like, this is weird. This should be bright as day.
So you said there's a magical darkness cage.
Yeah, like, and this cage would hold whatever it's holding would be huge. And you can see, like, bless you. You can see these, like, glowing runes on the side of it that are, like, almost this, like, purplish hue. That most likely, you being a wizard, you would know that's what's emanating that magical darkness is those runes.
I know all about runes.
But Melanie leads you across, not across, but like up that passageway, and it begins to curve. Like, so, if either way, if you took a right or to the left, it curves up into the center spot where there's this huge desk, multiple guards in like red armor, like a red steel, or I guess a red iron is more likely. And this warden is behind a desk, just kind of looking around and like signing off papers. Then like turns around, barks at one of the soldiers before they catch your attention.
I really wanted to make a joke that they were dog folk. Just use the word bark. That's terrible. So I shouldn't.
So Melanie approaches the table and she goes, Warden Diamond, they are here. And you see a goblin woman in this massive like plate mail for a goblin, and she turns around and she goes, right, you're dismissed. Who are you?
Cavalier Ronin, sent by the illustrious Iris Conclave to get Shelley out of your prison for Iris Conclave matters.
Yes, alright, yeah, you're one of the Talons. And you? Shun Valsean, milady. I'm Warden Serenity Diamond. Sheldor is currently sleeping, but we can wake him up.
Yes, we should.
We'd rather you guys wait in a different room while we get it done. No offense, but I don't know you.
Just not sure why he wasn't ready to go in the first place.
Well, we weren't told what day the inspection / claiming would happen.
Well, that seems ridiculous. It's got a date right here.
It is ridiculous. I agree.
See the date right here. You were told.
Well, I guess that's on me then. You can, and she like points to all the papers that are on her desk, like lots of dates, lots of people. Anyways, she looks over to this guy that has like a series of weapons like stashed around his back. He's got like a great axe. He's got a katana on his left. He's got like the gauntlets that like come blades and stuff like that. This guy's like decked out, and she goes, Forge, can you take them over, please? Yeah, it's fine. I can take them. Good. Looks to some other soldiers, whispers, kind of loudly, so I won't even make you roll for it. Where she's just like, go prepare the prisoner. And she goes, Forge, please take him to cell A. Very well. Warden Diamond.
Why so?
It's the holding cells. It's where everybody waits. You'll be in the same cell. Don't worry, we're not going to separate you. You can keep your weapons.
Couldn't we just wait here or in, one of
No.
the open areas?
Why?
I don't really like being locked up. Yeah.
I could take away your weapons. Would you prefer that?
I don't understand why the options are no weapons or locked up.
Because you're surrounded by a bunch of prisoners that we don't want escaping. If they get weapons, that's a big deal. So you'll stay in a holding cell with your weapons, or you can stay here without your weapons.
But if they don't get in here, then why couldn't we just stay here?
You can make a presence check if you'd like to.
Damn, we should start playing this game more. I roll really well.
Nice.
On D12s. 22 with hope.
22 with hope, so go ahead and gain that hope, please. A 22 will be a success. It was a 20 DC.
Great.
So, I'll say with the 22 with hope, she looks at you and goes, fine, we won't take you to the holding cell. You can keep your weapons.
Yeah.
But we must ask you to at least wait in the barracks.
Sure.
That way it's not like a holding cell for you.
I don't think locked doors are appropriate.
Very well. You can stay in the guards' barracks.
Yeah. Sure.
Forge, the other way, please. And so now, instead of where they were, he was walking to the left before, right?
Sure.
Where she mentioned, or Melanie mentioned, like, past this wall,
Yeah.
like, stuff like that. But now taking you to the right side, where all the barracks and stuff are there. You can see one of the other guards that she whispered over to is opening up a cage where you can assume is probably where Sheldon is. But you guys keep going around that corner. And she takes you to the first barracks room. And Forge just kind of motions for you guys to enter into the barracks.
Sure.
At this point, you see a long hallway with doors on the other side. You can assume that each one of these is probably guards' rooms or something along the lines, right? He takes you a little bit down the passageway. He kind of mentions like bathroom, bedrooms, like it's just kind of like, and then he leads you to the third room on the left, and he goes, all right, this is the closest we have to a lounge here, and so he opens the door for you guys to enter.
Great, sounds fantastic. Thank you.
Yep. And then he goes, all right, knock if you need anything.
Sure.
And he closes the door.
And do we hear a sound of a lock?
You do.
I don't like that. That's not good. That's not good. Can I knock on the door, or was there stuff you wanted to say first?
No. He locks. Yeah, you're locked in. It's a comfy room.
Yeah, that's not what I'm concerned with. I'd like to knock on the door.
Yeah. The top patch visor opens up. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said this before you closed and locked the door. I really have to pee.
You have to
Pee. You said there was a bathroom down the hall.
Oh.
Yeah. It's fine.
Make a presence check.
Can I do it dramatically?
Yeah. You want to add your experience? You have to spend a hope to do that, though.
Okay with that. Ah! Stay. I do that, and then I roll a d6 with it? No, I add 2 to it. That's how that works. I know how it works. Okay. Well, unfortunately, the fear wins, but it's a 13 with fear.
13 with fear. 13 will not be a success.
Oh darn, I'm not allowed to pee?
He goes, I would, but Warden would be pissed at me right now.
It's funny as you did that.
Just wait. And closes the hatch. I'm gonna spend a fear. and you're going to see in the center of the room a crystal ball. Vroom, 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 vroom. And the warden's face appears. So, how are you liking your nicer accommodations?
Oh, it's so nice in here, except I really have to piss, and your guard won't let me piss, and that's not good.
Oh,
Oh gosh, I'm going to die if I don't use the restroom.
good for Forged. Holding strong. Well,
my bladder's not.
you see, as much as you have the absolute right to be here and take your prisoner to the Irish Conclave, unfortunately, someone's also paying a lot of money. A lot of money. Some Inspector Flavere has paid lots of money to detain you until his arrival.
I'm sorry, your fucking boyfriend is paying money to keep us locked up?
He's not my boyfriend yet. It is... I told you that in confidence, but we're working on it, you know. There's a unspoken chemistry between us.
Where he kidnaps you and illegally detains you?
What can I say? He's a bit of a romantic. I must say, person in the ball, we would very much not like to do this. You've already been paid by our side. So how about no? Yeah? We? No? And the warden goes, oh, you see, we already got paid by you, and we'll get paid from these people. It all works out in the end for us, and that's what really matters. So, have fun. You got a nice little barracks there. And, that's all.
Can I use power push? This is a strange way to use power push.
Okay.
Can I use it to knock the door off of its hinges? Because the whole point is that on a success, the creature within melee, or in my case, very close range, is knocked back to very far range. No, just to far range.
I'd say,
and it damages it as it pushes.
Yeah,
it.
I could say you do that on the door.
Sweet. How do I make a spell casting roll?
So you roll your 2d12.
Okay.
And then you add your spell casting trait to it.
Sweet. Okay, hope wins again.
Okay, so you get a hope for that.
I'm a really hopeful person. Let me just say that. 16.
16 is enough, yeah. So what does it look like as you blast this door open?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, like, the glowy orb went away, right?
From your...
She's not paying attention anymore?
Yes, yeah, that was the...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's just make it.
No, you're good.
So a tattoo that's on, we're gonna call this the Book of Ilya and this the Book of Ava. So on my right arm,
Okay.
kind of like right on the point of my shoulder, it starts to pulse and glow that hot pink color.
Okay.
Because it's black ink, but now it's hot pink because I'm like pouring magic through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hold my arm out towards the door and scream loudly and angrily at her. Ah! I realize I'm not good at screaming loudly and angrily, but that's what it is. Dramatically.
Yes, and the door just... And, like, you see, like, the hinges, like, start to, like rumble, and then they pop off as the door smashes forward. Forge is, like, pinned against the wall, because he was on the other side of that door.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to spin a fear for him to call out, Gods! Gods! Now! But they're escaping! As he calls some guards, whoever might be nearby.
Fantastic.
One of the cool, and this is kind of more towards our audience here, one of the interesting things that's very cool about Daggerheart, there is no, what you could say, initiative, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just narrate and keep doing things, and I use fear as my resource when you either fail or when you roll with fear to kind of go in. So I spent a fear to kind of call that out. With that being said, you would notice that at this point, you have Forge, who's this. He's a weapon master. He's kind of like got a bunch of weapons on him, right? He's one of the head guards, right? And then a 4 kind of like grunt sellsword guards are around this are running around the corner.
Those 4 of them.
4 of them plus Forge, right?
Cool.
So they're all running out towards you as he calls out guards. Yeah. So you have 4 cell swords running around the corner. At this point, Forge is like pinned by the door, like trying to push it off. What do you want to do?
Yeah, so, really don't want to have to hurt people because we're sneaky, and so we usually just slip in and slip out. So this is like already out of hand. So I'd like to try to cast sleep on as many of them as I can, but I don't know how many you'll let me do.
So you do your first one first.
Sure.
And then depending on what happens there,
Okay.
it might switch to my turn.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Forge because he
Okay.
seems like the least likely to be intimidated.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think I win, but fear is better. No, hope is better, and that's a 7.
7. So his difficulty is a 14. So you fail.
Yeah.
Right, but you get a hope.
Hope.
But you get a hope.
Great.
And because you fail, I now get to do something.
That's totally fine.
So as you fail with hope,
Yeah.
You like start doing some like incantation or whatever, like hand weaving or something.
Yeah. So my left hand,
Yeah.
right against like the palm of it,
Mhm.
it starts to glow, and I like reach it very close. But see, I'm really long, so it like I don't super have to touch him. It just gets close enough that the glow starts to
you hear like
on his face, and then it sputters out because I failed.
And you hear like a and he like pushes the he's gonna spend his action, if you will, to remove his condition of restraint.
Sure.
So he's like and he like pushes the door away, and I'll make him do a strength check for that. I roll D20 as GM.
Oh, okay. Rolling D20s over here.
And that will be a success.
Do you need a bowl of D20?
No, I'm good. But he's able to push that door off, and play returns now to you.
Ah! Okay.
Spotlight, as they call it, returns to you.
Great. Fantastic. 100% wonderful. I'm great at this. Great. So great. I totally made a fighter. Right. Okay, well, since that didn't work, I'm gonna go ahead and spend... See, it says they attack one target. Do my arcane barrages have to attack all the same target, or can I split them?
What does it say?
It's basically magic missile.
You can split them up then.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna spend 4 hope then for funsies just to see what happens, and I'm gonna arcanically barrage all the little guys.
Okay. Cool.
All the little horde people.
And I could be wrong, but I think the max hope you can have at one time is 6, just so you know. So just be careful of that. I could be wrong.
Okay, I can't go over the thing. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says I rolled d6s at them. Those aren't 6.
Does it automatically hit? Is this for damage now? Okay.
It does, in fact.
You're sending one at each person?
1 at each person. So one person gets a whole damage.
I will say, I'm guessing you're saying not Forge, though. Just the other guys. Because there's 4
just
cell
the
swords
4
and
other
then...
guys. Just the 4 cell swords.
Cool. Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Same page here.
See, but it says to the target. It says magical projectiles. Roll your d6s and deal that much damage to the target.
That's fine. Just go. Yeah.
So one of them gets a damage.
You just did 1 damage to 1? Okay. So that immediately, what's it look like, this bolt of...
So that one, right, comes from my left arm, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like this glowing tattoo, because it's a really big arcane rune, and it kind of like lights up bam, 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 bam for how many I shoot. So 4 of them light up down my forearm, which is kind of sort of covered by this gauntlet thing, but it glows through that anyway.
Okay.
And then the color fades into my hand and blasts out at each person.
Okay.
Surrounding them in a globule of pink pain.
All right. Yeah. So as like there's this glowing pink, you hear like the neck snap on one of them.
Just 1 hit point?
These are minions. Still swords are minions.
Well, the next guy gets 3 damage.
Also, you hear snap, just taking him out.
The next guy takes 3 damage, and the other guy takes 5 damage.
For every 4 damage a piece he deals his adversary, defeat an additional. He's the last minion, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. So what does it look like as you just clear all 4 sellswords out?
Well, the little globules of pink wrap around them as they writhe in pain, apparently, and their necks break, and then it kind of floats to the floor and just sinks into the stonework.
All right. Yeah. As you do that, Valsean is going to take his returning blade, which kind of looks like a sickle.
Yeah.
Right. And he just like chucks it at Forge, who's gotten cleared from the door at this point.
Yeah.
So I'll roll 2d12. I rolled with hope, a 9, so, wait. Plus 2, so 9, plus 2 is 11. Weapon Master's DC is a 14. So it's a failure with hope, so I'll add a hope to him.
Can I just say that the weird, like, I don't know if they're screaming or whimpering sounds at the bottom of this music track are freaking me out.
It's dark prison with ambience.
It's real creepy.
Yeah. So he throws the sickle and it goes to slash at this guy, but it completely misses and then it returns back to his hand.
Sure.
Would you like the spotlights on you?
Great. I'd like to try to make Forge stand down because I really don't like to kill people. So I'm gonna like look at him and my air elemental that's blowing my hair around is just in full force, making me look like this dramatic violence machine. And I'm like, okay, I think you should just stand down now, and then I won't have to kill you. And that's really good. Thank you.
Okay.
Say dramatic.
Make a presence check. Spend a hope to use your experience.
Great. Fucking 12s.
And he's gonna Valsean's gonna spend a hope to give you a d6 advantage.
Oh, good.
Which he rolled a 6.
Oh, that's better than my roll. I didn't realize he rolls. That's fantastic.
So that way they feel good about spending a hope.
I like that. 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 11, and I, with hope, rolled a 1 and a 2.
So it's 11 total?
Yeah.
With the plus 6 and everything, and the experience and everything?
Yeah. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
His difficulty is the same as his evasion. Like his evasion, it runs is a 14. 100%. But you rolled with hope.
I rolled with hope.
So you
totally fine.
You get
I get my hope back.
He's gonna. So because you failed, I don't have to spend a fear. It now goes to me.
100%.
So as you say that to him,
as I have my hair whipping around me and I tell him dramatically, "Don't attack us," he does.
Go fuck yourselves. And he's gonna swing his claymore at you.
Of course he is. It's fine. Totally fine. 100% fine.
Yeah, and he's gonna do. It's called Goading Strike. As his action, make a standard attack against a target. On a success, mark a stress. So he would take a stress.
Yeah.
To taunt you.
Yeah.
Until your next successful attack.
Mm-hmm.
Until his next successful attack. The next time the taunted target attacks, they have a disadvantage against targets other than him.
Okay, so he has to succeed on something to taunt me?
Which he rolls a 20, another D12.
Does he do damage to me too, or is it just
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's a normal claymore attack. So that is going to be not great.
So you're rolling for the attack now, or the
Yeah, I'm rolling for the attack right now. He has no experiences to add. So it's really shitty.
That's fine.
It's not fun yet.
It's totally fine.
Where's claymore? Sorry, I'm using the same for the first time. +2. So a 9 to hit.
Great, I evade.
Okay.
I assume if my evasion is higher, I evade.
Yeah. So he swings the claymore, and it's not a success. So you so no.
So I laugh.
Yeah.
Tauntingly. That's a taunting laugh. I swear.
Go fuck yourself.
No.
Play returns back to you and Sean Valsean.
Yeah. Since he got up close, right?
Yeah.
That's fun. I'm gonna power push him back into the door. Power push.
All right. Go ahead and do that roll, please. It's against his difficulty.
Well, not that one. I'm sorry. I just dropped my dice on the floor. That's what happens. Ooh. So fear is winning.
Okay.
Which could be good. So that's. But he evades, doesn't he? It's only like 13.
13 just misses, which means.
Except I did say I tauntingly laughed at him.
Do you have an experience that would apply?
Dramatic.
That wouldn't be as dramatic, no.
Not really.
Anything else that would apply?
I don't think so.
No? Alright. So what's going to end up happening in this case is you fail with fear.
Yeah.
So I gain a fear and play returns to me. So at this point, he is... he's just going to go ahead and attack you again with the claymore. Rolled like shit again. 9 is not going to hit, right?
Yeah.
So play returns to you as the claymore swings wide again. He seems to be very strong, but not super dexterous with his attacks here. So go ahead and.
Yeah. Okay, well, since that spell doesn't seem to be landing now, I guess just for the fun of it, I'll go ahead and use the weapon that I have, which I know how to do. Yeah, so my arcane gauntlets are gonna power up with arcane magic.
Mm-hmm.
I trace them as he's attacking me, which is why I'm just like, I don't know. So I'm tracing the arcane bolts, and then they glow up. And I roll my d12s, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna stay at very close range unless he's already at melee range, because I'm special.
He is at melee range, yeah.
Okay, then I'm already at melee range.
Yep.
Then what, do I use my strength trait to add to it? Is that what I do?
Yeah.
Okay. And, 1 second. Cool, I also gain a hope because I rolled a 7. And I'm a wizard, and I use strange patterns.
Okay.
That's my wizard class feature. I picked 7. So every time I roll a 7, I gain a hope or clear a stress. I haven't gotten a stress yet, right? Not that you're aware.
Yep, I
Okay,
heard you one.
Cool.
So you rolled with hope, you said?
Yeah. Hope definitely won that time. So 7 plus 2 is 9. I don't think I
Do not hit.
10.
Yeah. So you get your hope, but I do get to return. As his action, he's going to call out for more guards.
Oh, fuck off!
Which then I'll put a countdown of a D4 for that to happen. So we're in countdown mode. Play returns to you.
Great.
Every action you do, it counts down. So you know.
That makes sense.
While you're doing that, Sean Valsean's going to do something. He's going to do Rain of Blades. He's going to spend a hope. And he's going to conjure a bunch of throwing blades out of like shadow blades.
Yeah.
That then he kind of draws a string with 2 hands, and then pulls back like it becomes a bow, and just releases these spectral daggers that fly at him. Targets. So it's a spellcast roll. He gets to roll d12s for this. I rolled with hope, but I rolled a 13, so it just misses as all these blades just this kind of he like grabs the door, picks up the door to block with it. So he does get play returned back to him, to the weapon master, but he was trying to help you out. Let me make sure I mark that hope on my side.
Damn, I really should have spent a hope to give you advantage. I know how to do things.
It's all new. It's all new.
Yeah.
So he's going to. So that was a countdown, right? So he's going to swing his claymore at you, Kat. Much better. 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? It still hits because I only have 2 hope. Go.
Okay. And he uses his reaction when this adversary makes a successful attack against a PC. I gain a fear.
Oh.
It's called momentum. So that is his reaction for this. But he he swings at you, and I get to roll a d12 of damage.
Sure.
That's going to be 8 physical damage.
Huh?
So where does that hit you on your threshold?
Major damage.
So it's in the middle. So it's the major. So
But I'm gonna mark
an armor,
so that it's a minor.
and that becomes 1 HP you take
I'm
down.
not sure
So
that's better, but I'll do that.
Cool.
Okay.
He did something, so that's another countdown. We're at 2.
Of course.
Play returns to you.
I'm gonna make him fall asleep again. This time it's gonna work.
Okay.
This time when I reach out my left hand in his face and just go,
Okay.
he's totally gonna fall asleep this time.
That's what you got.
He's gotta. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. Except it's not. Yeah, so with hope, that's a 9.
So play returns to him, but you gain a hope. You like this almost like puff of like powder like goes in front of his face. He like shakes it off as he kind of uses the blade to like cut through the powder, aiming at you. That's a 13 to hit.
Yep.
All right, d12 plus 2, 13 damage.
So
Physical.
I'm gonna spend my 3 hope to make him reroll that.
You reroll the damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my hope feature.
1 plus 2, 3.
3. Much better.
So now you can either take the 1 damage, or you can use your armor slot to knock it to 0.
I'm just gonna take the 1 damage.
Take the 1 damage? Okay. That ends his turn. Play returns to either you or Sean Valjean.
Great. 100% super duper cool.
But you
And the
did
bitches are-
sleep, so we're at 1 turn.
I know. We got 1 more turn, right?
Oh wait, you did sleep. That knocks it down to 1. He attacked you, right?
Sure.
Which knocks it to 0. So 2 cell swords have arrived.
And
These are guys that die like quickly though.
beautiful. Love that for us. It's beautiful.
You want to go or you want Sean Valjean to go?
It's fine. Can I power push Forge into one of the buddies?
Yeah.
Great.
So
That's what I'm gonna do. Use different D12. That's probably not good enough. Oh wait, it's 5 and 5.
That's a
which
critical.
Makes it a crit.
Yeah. So not only do you gain a hope, you clear stress if you have
I
none.
have none.
You succeed
Yeah, I do.
plus something extra,
Hot shit.
and it does max damage. So I'm gonna say the succeed plus extra means it's gonna hit both those cell swords coming in.
Beautiful. I mean, I don't really know what power push does to the people he runs into.
We're gonna say physical damage,
Okay.
and they can only take 1 damage, so they're both gonna like You
He's
shield
gonna
it.
slam into them, and
And
as he
kill them.
lands on their backs.
I'm gonna say like Claymore goes into one as his helmet like hits the temple on another.
Oh no, that's so painful. Okay, he takes a D10 plus 2 magic damage, which in this case is 11 damage as he's pushed back to far.
But you crit it, so add a max roll on top of that. So a max roll would have been a 10.
Plus 12, plus 2. Do the pluses count?
The pluses don't. It's exactly like Andrew's.
Okay.
Yeah. So 10 plus 11, so 21 damage.
21 damage
on him. His threshold, that would be severe damage. So he takes 3. These guys don't get armor like you do, so he takes the full 3 there.
See, you could have just stood down and it would have been fine, and my hair is whipping violently now because my lovely Windy is getting excited.
I can't remember the term they use for this, but he would be the equivalent to bloodied at this point. Just so you know, he's at half health. So, you succeeded. So I'm gonna say Sean Valsean's gonna go now.
Sure.
Sean Valsean is going to try to come up from behind him and use a sneak attack on him. So roll d12. I rolled with fear and a fail. So he goes to stab at this guy, and he stabs one of the bodies with the cell sword. Like, he picked up the body with a cell sword and stabs into him. So unfortunately that doesn't work, and I gained a fear, and play returns to Forge. Forge is going to then swing at Sean Valsean. 19 plus 2, 21 is definitely going to hit. D12, 5 plus 2 is 7. Sean Valsean's threshold is a 6 and 12, so that is major. Go mark an armor to take 1 less damage there. So in that case... Sorry, I used the sheet, never done it before. There it is. So mark. Okay, cool. Alright, play returns back to you.
Okay, I'd like to try to convince him to join us in our crusade against the evil diamond lady.
Serenity Diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd like to convince him to turn against his people.
How are you going to do that?
By telling him that I understand what he's going through. I also had to betray my people, right? It's terrible, but also rewarding, and the Talons will give you a place because you are big and strong and meaty, and that's what we look for in a recruit, right? Okay. You should join us and help us get Shelly to safety.
I'm going to spend my last hope as Sean Valsean currently to give you a d6. 4.
Well, fear wins, but it is 16, 17, and I get to use my outcast thing. I get to spend a hope and use my outcast feature, my outcast experience.
Okay.
By convincing him to outcast himself.
Yeah, so that's a +2.
Cool. I don't know that I needed it at that point, but I'm doing it anyway. 16, 17, 18, 19, plus 4, 23.
23. So yeah, I'll say that's plenty enough to where he kind of, it is wrong what we're doing.
It is.
I'll help you get the person out of here.
Fantastic.
So Forge is on your team now.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to say he's like, we need to first get Shelder out of here.
Yeah, we do.
But to go that way, we are going to most likely cross paths with the Warden.
Okay, what if we did the sneakiest way possible?
The cage is just out in the open.
Okay. Let's get to it.
Alright.
I don't have any invisibility.
I'll lead the way.
Okay, I walk very lightly because I have the Lightfoot ability. So I have advantage to move without being heard, just simple fact.
Sean Valsean is going to kind of climb off your back. He's like, I will go cloaked. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'll stay in the distance and wait for the opportune time.
Yeah, I'll just look like really quiet and try not to be noticed. But if I'm noticed, I'll like have the visage of following Forge.
Okay. Cool. All right. So he's going to be cloaked, which means he's like a better version of hidden.
I'm gonna walk really quietly.
All right, and so Forge, you're running down the pathway of which you just came.
Oh, wait, can we take a short rest really quick?
That would be an hour.
Never mind.
So he's running. I'm trying to think. Oh, I can clear. I start off with a token for my inspirational words. Clear a hit point for my inspirational words. I will stay cloaked and watch your back. Nothing bad will happen to you. And you feel so inspired.
So much healthier, God.
So you clear a hit point there. Cool. One benefit, yeah. So you didn't have a stress.
No.
So you could also gain a hope if you wanted to, or you could take the hit point.
That's fine.
Okay.
No, I want to hope.
You want a hope?
I want to hope.
Okay, so you would say get a hope instead. That's what you would get.
I have 2 extra hit points. Maybe.
All right. At this point, Forge is leading you around the corner, and there you see Morden Serenity Diamond. What are you doing? I told you to... Kill them! Kill them all!
Well, our sneakiness didn't help. Anyway.
Well, he's kind of just running. He's not really sneaking.
Oh, dude. My dude.
Did you want him to be super sneaky?
I don't know. We both said we were sneaking.
Well, Valsean's trying to stay in the distance.
That's fine.
Did you want him to try to be sneaky? If you do, be honest.
I said let's be.
Okay, then let me wreck on that real quick. So you guys are making your trek that way. Let's have everybody make a finesse.
Okay, cool. Can I have advantage on my roll to move without being hurt? Because I have Lightfoot that gives me advantage on rolls to move without being hurt.
Yep.
Which is a D6, right?
Yeah, and I get advantage for me too. I rolled with fear. That's a success.
Nope. I also rolled with fear. Dang, you're just gonna be figuring it up. I got a 12 with fear.
12 is enough.
Oh, but I also get a hope because I rolled a 7.
Wait, you said 12? 12 is not enough. Okay.
So I failed.
You failed with fear. Okay. Yeah, you guys are making your way.
Failing with fear doesn't give you a stress. It just feels like the thing that would give you a stress.
Fail with fear. They don't get what they wanted, and things go badly. GM gains a fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
What gives stresses?
Switching weapons, spells, certain attacks can do it. Like
Not every spell, just some spells.
Yeah.
Okay. None of the ones I took.
You don't want to gain a bunch of stress. Trust me. Like it can kill you.
I just have none. It's freaking me out.
All right. So I'll say as you're making your way, you and Forge failed. Sean Valjean did succeed.
He's following us actually sneakily.
Yeah, makes sense, Rogue. So you guys and you trip on a freaking set of manacles, and it sets down like a chain reaction of other manacles getting tripped across. Like it's a whole like metallic obstruction of noise.
Oops.
Forge goes, "It's fine. We're still not hurt." And he turns as Claymore hits like a ringing bell. I think they heard us.
Just a bit, yeah.
What do we have here? As Warden Serenity Diamond looks to you guys.
Friends, we have friends.
Forge looks to her. Your tyranny comes to an end, Serenity. Oh, what a idiot you are.
No,
Kill them all, guards.
Smart.
Kill them all. And I'm going to spin a fear to summon guards that she has with her. So now you see... She's like the head guard, right? The warden. 2 archers up on like ramparts.
Sure.
A bladed guard that has like like a wicked sword on him, and then 2 cell swords charging at you. Okay, let me just write that down so I don't forget. All right, and I'm gonna spend a fear again because I have so many of them. For Serenity, to do on my signal, which essentially
Says bad things.
is a countdown of a 5. I don't have 5, whatever. When this adversary is in the spotlight for the first time, activate the countdown. It ticks down when a PC makes an attack roll. When it triggers, all archer guards within far range make a standard attack with advantage against the nearest target in their range. If they succeed on the same target, combine their damage. No, so she has the spot. Oh, has a countdown on this paper. The same for it. Very cool.
I was gonna try to find you my D5 that I think I have somewhere.
And that is her. I think it's her reaction. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, that ends her thing. You're up.
I know.
So I spend a few.
Great.
Have empty. Have 5 left.
Okay. Okay. I would like to make her fall asleep, which means I move up to her, but I only have to be in very close range, reach out my left arm, and send my puff of pink smoke at her.
Say it again.
I'd like to make her fall asleep. Can I move within very close range of her and make her fall asleep?
Yep.
And I'll remember to actually use my tokens to help me with my math this time. Because it makes it sound more exciting. Ooh. Well, oh! Crit! With +2. I rolled 2 1s.
Nice. So you gain hope. You get rid of stress if you had any, and it's a critical effects, which means that I'll say target one other person to slumber.
Oh, great. That one.
There's 2 archers really far away. I don't think they're in range for you.
Probably not.
The bladed guard and the 2 cell swords.
Whichever one is nearest her.
The bladed guard.
Sure, bladed
Okay.
guard.
Alright, so they are asleep, which means that they have to spend an action for them to get rid of it.
No, you have to spend a fear on their turn
On their turn. Cool.
to get rid of it. Or if they take damage.
Okay.
Sleepy.
Cool.
And maybe she can't keep counting down her on my count because she can't count because she's asleep.
No.
How was she signal? She's asleep.
She already did the signal.
Well, yeah, but they have to count down to like her actual signal, so I don't know what it actually does.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't. Maybe not.
I'll say it can't activate. Like it'll still count down, but doesn't mean that it can activate
Okay.
until she's back up. Cool. Valsean is going to do is does he have any? Oh, I don't have any hopes, so I can't do that. Fuck.
Oh, he's got no hope.
You know what I'm gonna do? What's his face? He said. Forge.
Okay.
He's gonna make a claymore attack on the first cell sword chasing you guys. He rolls 10 total. Cell swords have a difficulty of 10. So he hits, and if it's over 4 damage, he kills the other one. Both cell swords are dead. So you watch as he takes claymore and just cuts both cell swords in half. As they are
Okay,
gone.
you were gonna just say takes their head off, and then you went in half.
So the bladed guard is asleep. The 2 archer guards are still up, and the diamond is also asleep. Archer guard number 1, I'm gonna spend a fear to use their turn. They are going to do. They're gonna do a hobbling shot on you. So they make an attack. Just they're within far range, is where they are.
Sure.
A 5 doesn't hit, yeah?
Nope.
that ends their turn.
Great. 100%. Super cool. Okay, well, since that guy's really far away and he just attacked me, and by really far, I just mean far,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, just far.
Cool. I'm going to summon an ice spike to stab him through his... I was gonna say chest, but fucking face sounds more fun. Stab him through his fucking face.
Alright.
Which means I make a spellcast roll against... Ooh. So hope.
Okay.
Woo. 12 plus 6 is 18?
18 to hit.
Yeah.
On the archer?
Yeah.
That hits.
Fantastic. He takes 6 whole physical damage as the ice... As he's staring at me, this ice spike forms in front of him and just stabs him through his eyes. So he probably only sees it as a blurry vision of blue iciness.
Okay. He takes 2 damage based on his threshold. He has 3 HP, so he has 1 left. Alright. So you do that. I'll go ahead and say it's Valsean's turn. What's his distance on his weapons? Close. So he'll spend his turn just to get up to that the archer, like climbing up the archer within far range. So he's like scaling and climbing. I'll have him do a check just to make sure he can climb it well.
Oh, make sure you give him that +2 for our shared parkour skills. I don't know if that counts.
I can't.
It's not experience. It's something else.
I don't have any hope to spend. It's a problem.
Yeah, it wouldn't help either because it's just a background thing.
But I did gain a hope just now. And with a 15, that is plenty to climb up there. So he uses his turn to sneakily climb up the area where the archer is that you just hit. So he's like climbing up the rampart. Play returns to either you or Forge.
Fantastic. I'll go ahead and hit. Okay, so he's climbing towards which guy?
The one you just hit.
Okay, cool. And those are the only 2 left in play?
Other ones are asleep currently, yeah. Cool. So I spent a fear to fix that.
I'll ice spike the other dude.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that.
Maybe I'll ice spike. I'll attempt to ice spike him. Ah! Ooh, with an 11.
11 does hit. Fear or hope.
Oh fuck, I don't know. I think it was with He takes 5 damage.
5 is above his threshold, so he still takes 2.
As the ice just kind of splats through his throat.
Oof. He's like holding it. Still alive, but barely. I'm gonna spend a fear.
Yeah, I misaimed a little bit. It kind of hit his sternum.
I'm gonna spend a fear to activate the head guard, and then spend another fear to wake her up. And it just says just spend a fear to wake her up. Doesn't take an action to do it.
I mean,
What does it say?
the GM spends a fear on their turn to clear this condition.
Okay, cool. Sometimes it says spend an action on your turn, so that's why. So in that case, countdown. We're at 2 now, just so you know. Ooh, this is cool. Alright, I like this. I'm going to spend 2 fear to spotlight this adversary, which means they get their full turn, and up to 2d4 allies. So,
Stop it.
she's a leader type, so she like summons and does things like that. So that would be up to 6 allies. Well, that means my 2 archers will also get their turn, and my bladed guard will get his turn, which I'll spend my final fear I have currently to wake him up. So all my people will get to go. This is cool. I love this. All right. She's gonna use her turn to move up to melee to Forge. And she's gonna swing her mace at Forge for a 18 to hit Forge, which it will. Goes D10 plus 4.
It's really hurting me to not be supporting it, but I don't love Forge.
13 physical damage on Forge.
We are back just
18 is in his major. Which puts him down to 1 HP left. But he's still alive.
He's not using his armor? He already used.
He doesn't have armor. They don't get things like you guys get.
Oh, right.
Yeah. They get a lot more features that they can kind of do and stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, I still like it what they're doing. And then when adversary makes a successful attack against a PC, you gain a fear, so that gives me back one of my fears. That ends.
What does it though? Because he's not technically a PC.
Gets a PC. That is correct. Great wording of that. That brings us to the two suspects are dead. Just gonna mark them off. Bladed guards spent theirs to get up. They're going to attack you. So they're in melee range within you.
That's our move, by the way. It's a handshake.
Oh, is that what it is?
You make a talon with your hand and you go.
He's gonna
3 talons with your
longsword attack you.
hand.
For a 5.
Nope.
Okay. So bladed guard fucks up there. A creature who tries to move within very close range of this adversary must actually roll. Oh, he doesn't have additional bladed guards with him. That's cool. They have a shield wall they can form, but he doesn't have any with him. Then it's the archer guards' turn. They're gonna both fire their bows at you since you ice spiked them. They're just regular shots popping off here. First one's gonna be a 12 to hit.
Oh, yeah, it matches.
It matches. Second one is a 6 to hit. Okay. So, with the 12, you get to do a D8 plus 3. That's not a D8. D8 plus 3. That's going to be 6 physical damage against you.
I'm gonna make him re-roll.
Re-roll it. Alright. That's going to be 10 damage against you.
Oh, that's much worse. Damn. Oh darn. Okay. I'm gonna use my armor to make it minor damage instead of major damage.
Okay, that's your last armor slot, right? Huh? No, you didn't spend that one. That's right, you took it. You just took it. Alright, play returns to your side. You could go, Valsean could go, or Forge go. Who would you like to go? Who would you like to put the spotlight on?
Me. I'd like to spotlight me and give myself an extra armor by spending my last hope to slap the rune that's on my chest.
Okay.
And let an icy armor filigree out all over my body. So I get an extra armor. For Tava's armor.
Okay.
If you want me to do some damage, I
That
can do that too.
does not count down because it wasn't an attack roll, just so you know. Only attack rolls count down, which means you actually should be at 3, not 2. So I'm going to gain you back 1. That's on me.
Okay. Other people can go, or I can make an attack roll, whichever one.
So I'll say you did that armor thing. I'll have Valsean try to do his thing. So he's climbing up to that first guard. He's going to take the blade and just try to slice the throat, doing a sneak attack here. I rolled with hope, but a 9.
Can I spend my
Hope to give advantage? You good?
Sweet, do it.
Alright, let's go ahead and roll D6 and tell me what to add.
6!
That will hit. Which is good because it means play doesn't return to them.
Mm.
Which is good, it's a good use of that. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Damage for this, Valsean is a D8. It's going to do only 2 damage, but that's still enough to hit their first threshold, and they only had 1 health left on that archer. So it just... Oh, plus it had sneak attack damage, so it would have done a lot more.
Yeah.
So that first archer guard is down. Play can return to you or Forge.
Great, I'll ice spike the bitch queen.
It can be close range. It doesn't have to be far away.
It says
Does it say within?
within.
Then you're fine. Yep. Cool.
How close are we?
You guys are melee because she attacked you.
Oh, great. I'm just going to let it form in my hand. As with hope, I rolled a 17.
17.
And I'm not positive I had an extra hope there, so I'm just not going to use hope for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
17 to hit the
17 to hit her with my ice spike.
difficulty of 15. You succeed.
Great. 4
hit.
icy damage.
4 is her first threshold, so it only takes 1 damage. Okay. And that was attack, so that does count down. Oh, and so was what's his face's. So we're at 1 left. Okay. We'll say it's Forge's turn. Forge doesn't count as a PC, so it doesn't do the whole countdown thing. So he's going to do his goading strike on the blade guard.
I thought the blade guards were down. Oh no, that's the one that was asleep. Now it's awake.
He's awake now. So you do the goading strike, which marks stress on a success. Right? Oh no, I think I'm having you mark a stress when I do that goading strike on a success. Like I'm stressing you out with it, which is cool.
Not me.
Yeah. I got you. D20, 13 plus 2 is 15. Bladed Guard is a DC of 12, so that hits. Now, goading means that that guy takes a stress. So I'm going to put a mark. Put X's for stress. It's a D12 plus 2. For 8 damage against the Bladed Guard. That's his second, so you can take 2 hits. Yeah, as just slices him across the plate armor that the bladed guard has, and it tears open the plate armor. You can see a gash underneath. All right. Either you or Sean Valsean. Who would you like to go?
Great. I'll go. I'm gonna power push that whore backwards.
Okay. That's a difficult spell attack, I believe.
Yepers. My left hand this time. So I stabbed her with the ice, and then I'm gonna power push her with my other hand. Okay. Oh, crit!
Nice, very nice. So go ahead. You don't have any stress, but go ahead and gain hope.
10 plus 3 plus 2 is 15.
And you did the max roll on top of that, right?
That was the 10 plus 3 plus 2.
Okay. So was that 17 damage?
15.
10 plus 3 plus 2 is 15. You're right. That is severe damage on her, which means 3 HP down. She's looking hurt. As you push her back, and she like slams into Forge, and then he like kind of like looks at her and like takes like a little elbow at her.
Stab her now.
And I'll say this, as you can see, he's gonna go ahead and turn her like as you knock her back. He's gonna try to take that claymore against her. That is not gonna hit though. So play will return to them. She kind of ducks out of the way as that swings, and then she's gonna take her mace and uppercut Forge. For a 14 to hit, his DC is a 14, and he only had 1 hit point left. So she just uppercuts and just separates the jaw as he just falls back, bleeding out the mouth. Forge is gone.
Oh no! I didn't want her to die.
All right. Play returns to either you or Sean Valsean.
Oh no! Okay, I'll Did she? How far away is she from me now?
She is now close.
Okay, I will move within very close range and do power push again because I'm a giant and can do that at very close range.
Okay.
Actually, instead of force push. 1 second, I have to decide. No, I'm gonna use Power Push. I like Power Push.
Let me know if it's with hope or fear.
It's with fear. But it is a 23.
23.
That was so bad.
It was bad.
That's why we're fearful.
Yeah, so success with fear.
Oh! because I'm a battle wizard, I faced my fear, I get to roll an extra d10.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's actually 9 damage instead of just 5.
9 damage. She is at 1 hit point left.
1 hate point.
1 hit point. She hates you.
I mean, accurate.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a fear. Because you did just activate the countdown. Which means that she's going to take her turn, but also those two, one archer is going to take a shot at the nearest PC, which actually would be Valsean. So they're going to shoot at him with advantage.
Not advantage.
So D20. Ooh, that's a D12. First of all, that's a D20. Wasn't much better. Plus, that was a roll. That's also not a roll. That's worst roll. 9 plus 10 will not hit. That was 3 bad rolls. Because it like bounced and hit stupid shit. So lovely shit. I'm sorry, Dex. So he takes a shot at the end of the countdown. It just goes wide, hits the rampart that he's climbing down currently, and it like breaks the arrow. The head guard is now. He moves in within close. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to move up. You said very close.
Very close. Yeah.
So she's going to move up to you in melee and take a swing at you. So roll that.
You don't.
Man, I'm rolling like bad right now. First, that's an 8 to hit an 8.
Nope.
All right. That ends her turn. I'm going to have Valsean just take his turn to climb, use his whole turn to climb to the other rampart. So he's going to the other.
I just want to point out that I did shit.
Yeah, I'm rolling literally 4s on my the cathedral dice is hating me right now.
I'm like 1 over starting.
Yeah, cathedral dice is hating me right now. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh no. Okay. Well. Oh, just so you know, she had to move from far range to be melee.
What?
It pushes her back to far.
Too far range. Probably would have been able to get that off anyways then. Yeah. I thought it moves it to close range.
No, it's back to far range.
That's huge.
They're knocked back real far.
That's why it did so much damage.
Yeah. I'm surprised because it just says make a spellcasting roll, and it doesn't say like use a hope, or you can only use this like once per rest.
Yeah, no, it's like the whole spell slot thing. Like it's cool. I like it.
Well, it's so much more damage than the other spell. It's just shocking. I'm gonna keep using it.
Yeah.
Oh. 2 1s for a crit.
2 1s for a crit. All right. Gain a hope.
Yeah.
Get rid of a stress if you have one.
I ain't got no stresses. I took no spells that give me stress. 10 plus 2 plus 2 is 14.
14 damage on her.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Oh god. Well, she comes up in my face, and I'm not happy about it, because I try to not be up in people's faces. That's the whole point of taking the giant thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna pull up my power push hand, which, starts up the tattoos up here on my shoulder, and it runs down, the pink runs through my veins, all up to my fingertips, and I'm gonna push them out at her, and she's gonna get pushed back by the little pink tendrils really, really far, and probably skewered on something, I assume.
Yeah, so you push her back, and she like flies across that water into the barricade that like where they had the pikes set up, and just straight through the back out the chest. All right. There's still a bladed guard and 1 archer guard left. At this point, Valsean is going to he's climbed that other rampart, so he has blade at the archer guard's throat and says, "Surrender now. Or die. Your choice. Really. Like, honestly, I'm okay with that. So he's going to make a presence
Does me standing there super cool with my wind-whipped hair and the blood of her on a pike give him advantage?
If you spend a hope, it does.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'll let you, because you're doing that, I'll give dramatic experience to give a +2 on top of it. So go ahead and roll at d6.
8.
8. So 6 plus the 2 is 8. I rolled a 12 and 11 with hope. So that is 23 plus 8, 31. The archer goes, yeah, I didn't like her either. Just like throws the bow, and the bladed guard just sees the bow drop. Drops his sword, pulls out keys.
So really good call.
Just backs up.
You're fine, you're fine. Yeah, no. Point us to where Shelly is.
That way right there.
Great.
Just northeast.
That one right there,
Yep.
Did he point us to the right one?
He does.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
he does. Valsean's like, no offense, I just want to make sure. Breaks the bow and like tosses it in the water. You can get another, yeah? And then like climbs down the
Come on,
rampart.
Shawnee!
Climbs up your back. It takes a 10 or 20 seconds or so for him to get back to you. Climbs up on your back. Which way?
That way.
He looks over to Forge's open jaw and goes, you were good, my friend. Much respect. And see over to, you see a cage, a Galapagos turtle, like creature, humanoid, with an eye patch on one side. We'll go over here, huh?
Friends. That's what you've got. You've got a friend in us. And we're here to take you to the Iris House Conclave.
Oh. Is this about
I
that?
want to be clear, I absolutely stuttered it.
Is this about that murder?
Yes, it is.
I saw who did that.
That's great, because that's what they want to know. You get to come with us.
Fucking politician. Misshaped beard.
Yeah, I totally can. Let's go!
You would recognize that misshapen beard was the politician most likely that you guys shaved. You pulled a prank and...
We did misshape his beard, that's true.
Yeah. Alright.
So I don't care, but Shawnee over here, real excited about it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, Rasmus Volea. He deserved it. But he did not deserve to kill someone. It's not good. Hopefully he goes to jail. You can cause that, yeah. Follow us. And so you guys lead them back to the boat where all the guards are just kind of like cleaning up the bodies, cleaning up the mess on the way there and stuff like that.
Hear the people clean?
Can you hear the people clean?
Clean the blood of dead men.
Guardsmen. The driver of the boat just goes, all right, we heading back.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
All right. Aye, aye, Capitan.
Let's go. So they get a failing score on our review, yeah?
Yes, I would think, yeah. I think that's a good spot for us to end our little adventure as we make our way back to deliver Sheldor Flotur, which is literally French for float, by the way.
Wow, who would have guessed?
To drop them off at the Iris Conclave Sanctuary, is where you guys will be taken in for the judicial hearing there. Cool thing happens. During that time, you would get to a couple things. Let me make sure I get this right. Reward. You would each get a bag of gold. So you would get a bag of gold.
You get a bag of gold. You get a bag
which
of
means
gold.
that
You get
so
a bag of
does Sean Valsean, and you guys get 2 more bags of gold to deliver to the Talons. So like you guys each get your token, and then 2 bags of gold goes to the Talons.
Should I just
as
mark it off and not tell the Talons?
No, you should not. I mean, you're welcome to try. Yes, you guys would each get a bag of gold and 2 bags of gold for the Talons. You didn't really seem like you wanted to kind of loot or anything like that.
I mean, I thought
there are just a bunch of guards right there.
I thought about taking his claymore as a souvenir, but I don't use claymores. So.
Yeah. And because you convinced the guards to not attack you, like you convinced them to quit or whatever, you actually avoided the final encounter, which was 2 squid, like the squid construct ships I was talking about.
Oh.
They were gonna try attack you guys while you were leaving, but they were like, fuck it, they're okay.
See, as soon as you mentioned those, I was like, we really should try getting into that so that we can take the squid ship and nobody will attack us because we look like guards.
Yeah. But
we didn't.
It ended up working in the end. So anyways, that was kind of cool. That was the final encounter I had just in case that happened. You have fun? Yeah. Cool. All right, let's level up to level 2.
Can I point out something that I really love about this game?
Yeah.
They have under the title of each spell, they've bolded up spellcast roll and then the damage amount.
Is it good for dyslexia?
It's
That's cool.
Really helpful.
Did you say they also have the artists on each card too, or whatever?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what this means. This art was made by
it's either the creator of that card or the artist. Yeah.
And then this art was probably done by Hernanda Souza, right? That's cool.
If that's the case, that's so cool. I think that's amazing.
It's either the artist or the writer. I mean.
And either way, that's both good. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's so cool. Nice. So we're gonna level up. Okay, which is new for us, so bear with us for a second as we get this kind of set up here. Okay, cool.
Yeah!
Alright, when your character levels up, choose one available option for your companion from the following list and mark it on your sheet. But specifically, we're going to level 2. I dropped cards. We're going to level 2, which means we automatically have something that happens at level 2, because it's a new tier. We're tier 2 now. So, at tier 2, at level 2, you gain an additional experience at +2. So you get a new experience, and you gain a +1 bonus to your proficiency. So we now get to have 2 proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Automatically, just for being level 2, because we hit a new tier.
And a new experience. Which is awesome. That's my favorite part. So think about that, and it's gonna be at +2. So for Jean Valjean, he's an escape artist so far, and he has masks of many faces. Mm-hmm.
Do I want? I'm thinking something about charisma.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jean Valjean is very charismatic, right? So
Sure.
What do you think?
Expert orator.
That's pretty good. I like that.
So I'm thinking that I kind of want it to have to do with this mission, because if I'm getting a new experience and I'm leveling up because of this, I feel like it should have to do with this mission.
That's pretty cool.
And so
I like that flavor.
I'm between drawing blood, because.
Could you remind us what your 2 experiences are?
Right. I'm an outcast, right?
Okay.
And the drama, which I used a lot.
You did,
today.
yeah. I think you used Outcast once so far, right?
Yeah. But I'm leaning between something to do with oh my god, that was a lot of blood, which is more along the lines of oh god, I got I really don't like the blood. I don't know how to use that at all. Or make them surrender.
I like that.
To get out of battling.
Yeah. I can make them surrender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it too specific? Is there
no,
specific way to
they actually argue that experiences should be more specific, except for DMs, NPCs, should be less specific. But I like that. And to me, experiences I'm okay with either specific or not specific.
Yeah. Oh my god, how do you spell surrender?
SURRENDER.
Oh my god, I got it right. That's a +2 word?
+2, yep. So you got for just being level 2, you gain your additional experience, what we got, at +2, and a +1 to your proficiency, so you bubbled that in already? Alright, now, it says, when you choose one available option for your companion from the following list and mark it on your sheet. Oh wait, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at companion for ranger. Oopsie. Okay, cool. So now we just follow below. You see where it says at level 2. Sorry. Choose 2 options from the list below and mark them.
2 options?
2 options.
Oh, fuck off. I'm not
and you're gonna
in
check,
the limit anymore.
Yeah, check those boxes. So for our viewers, I can either gain a +1 bonus to 2 unmarked character traits and mark them. So that means I would get to essentially like ability score improvement, right? I can gain a 1 hit point slot. I can gain 1 stress slot. I can gain a +1 bonus to 2 experiences. I can choose an additional domain card of my level or lower, or I can permanently gain a +1 to my evasion.
So I went with gain a +1 to 2 of your character traits, right?
Yeah.
And I went with knowledge, because that's my spellcasting.
Yeah.
And presence, because I used that a lot this time.
Nice.
And then I'm also choose an additional domain card.
So you're going to need those in a second, right?
I like having domain.
Alright, I'm going to do gain a +1 bonus to 2 unmarked character traits and mark them. I'm going to do...
It does seem really early to be doing that.
I'm going to do finesse, which will now be a +3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do presence, which will now be a +2. So that's pretty cool. I think that's like what my character's going
and your damage threshold goes up, because it's based on your proficiency.
Yeah, we're level 2.
And your evasion goes up?
Evasion does not go up. You have to choose evasion.
Oh. So, then why do I have a 12 instead of a 11?
Your armor...
Oh, does Gambison give you a +1?
+1 evasion. That's why you chose it.
Gotcha. I understand now.
Yep. And then thresholds will now be for me a 7/13.
Same Z.
So our damage thresholds go up by 1 each because we are now a higher level.
Yeah. Can I have the Codex and Splendor cards?
Give me 1 second.
No.
And then I'm gonna also do a domain card like you are. Okay, so I chose to do the +1 to my finesse and +1 to my presence. And I took a card. I took from the Midnight domain. Mm-hmm. It's called Shadowbind. It's a spell. Ooh. Make a spellcast roll against all adversaries within very close range. Targets you succeed against are temporarily restrained as their shadows bind them in place. I thought that was really fun.
That is.
So I took that. What did you end up doing instead of doing a domain card? You changed?
Yeah, I did. I decided to give myself another extra HP point, so I am now at 9 HP.
Very cool.
I'm a really...
Wait, 9? How?
I had 2 pluses before.
From what? From being
giant? A giant
oh
and a battle mage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I am hard to kill. I'm a
for a wizard.
I'm a beastie wizard. That's what I do. I make fucking flesh.
Alright.
Beasts. I don't even know what that was about, but
alright, so you got to last episode see us make characters. You now got to see us use characters and now level up characters. So that was our little introduction and your maybe possible introduction to Daggerheart.
Or maybe you're an expert at Daggerheart and
that's
you just
awesome.
thought we looked cool. Which is cool too.
So, what do I have to say? That was fun. I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot. You know what I have to say? Check us out on social media. We're on Instagram, Mastodon, kind of sort of Hive, Bluesky, Facebook, and Twitter. We're also on Patreon where you can either join us for free and look at our beautiful art because we don't gatekeep art, or you can pay $1 to get access to our blogs and a big thank you and shout out on our episodes, which would be super cool. Or you can spend $3 and you can get access to all of the homebrewing stuff that we do for our upcoming Dressinger campaign. I think $1 actually gets you homebrewed to anything that's not Dressinger specific, which is like magical items and stuff like that, which is super cool. And one-shots. We actually released a one-shot there too. You know, that. Do it.
All right. On
That
that,
was about.
I think on that note, can we roll yet?